What's up, everybody? It is good to be back. This is the first video of the year, hopefully of several that you'll get that will be helpful for you. We're going to just jump right in. We're talking about engagement. We're talking about Sibme and how to get data from your videos so that you can create super awesome, engaging lessons. This video is assuming that you have already uploaded a video to Sibme and that you are ready to get some data. If that isn't the case, then feel free to upload your first video. If you need help, reach out. There's also some information in the description for this video to get you started. All right, so we're going to go over to Sibme. This is the homepage. This is what mine looks like. Yours probably will look a little bit different. But we're going to look where it says media. It goes from newest to oldest. So I'm going to scroll back to a video that I was starting out with and one that I haven't watched. There's no progress bar. Haven't watched a dang thing. So we're going to click into this, see what kind of good stuff we can get. When you first open a video, you'll have the opportunity to add some notes about the video or different things like that. But what I would suggest, my first thing would be to come up where it says AI report, click on that and run the AI report. I've already done it for this video, so it's going to be really quick. Yours might take a couple of minutes. Okay, so the things that it shows you, there's about 17 different types of data that you could get from these videos. The first thing it shows you is a summary and the top 10 takeaways about this lesson. So it's kind of interesting to look and see if it was accurate as to what I was trying to teach. And in this case, it was pretty accurate. The next thing that I want to encourage you to look at is the teacher talk and student talk by time. And what this shows you is percentages of how often you were talking and how often your students were talking. It's kind of interesting. Take it with a grain of salt. Again, it's only as good as the audio of the video. And so if the audio is kind of bad, then this data might not be as useful. But overall, it's pretty dang good. So for mine, it shows that I had about 51% of the time was students talking, about 35% of the time was me talking. That's a pretty good breakdown. But there's other data that we can look at that can also be helpful. And so I want to look now, the next one is distribution of closed versus open-ended questions. Another really cool thing to look at data-wise when we're thinking about engagement. How can we engage our students more? So we'll look at this one. And for me, it shows that I had about 20 open-ended questions in the length of this video and about 19 that were closed-ended, which I'm not super thrilled with that. So my mind was thinking, how can I turn some of those closed-ended questions into open-ended questions and opportunities for discussion? And that's where the next thing comes in. After you've kind of cruised through these and looked at the different data points, come up to the top right of your screen now where it says AI Insights. You should see some stars sparkling, and we will click on that. It opens up this new window. You can move it around to different parts of the screen if you want to, still see the data and ask this. I've already done a couple of chats and it saves your history on each video so you can go back and look at them later. So come down here where it has the little clock symbol, and that's how you can find the history. We're going to go to this one where I was asking for strategies on asking open-ended questions. So I said, I noticed I asked a lot of closed-ended questions. Give me some ideas on how to ask more open-ended ones. Okay, it told me it was a great observation. I thought I was happy about that. But anyways, it gave me 6 cool strategies. So I could start with why or how. So instead of asking a question like, did your heart beat faster? I could have asked something like, why do you think your heart reacted the way it did when you held your breath? Other things is I could invite comparisons or connections. How is holding your breath like exercising? How is it different? Use what if scenarios. What if humans didn't have a diaphragm? How would breathing be different? Okay. And then it gave me some examples that were aligned to exactly what I said, which I thought was really cool. So we'll zoom in on these. So these are examples from my actual lesson. So a closed ended question that I did ask was, can you hold your breath for a minute? Something I could have asked is, what strategies could help someone to hold their breath longer, and why would those strategies work? Maybe I ask both. Maybe I ask if you think you can, and then ask them for some strategies. Other thing I said, was your chest tight? Something I could have said instead was, why might your chest feel tight when you're holding your breath? So lots of things that we could get from this. I already have things in my mind for other lessons of how I can ask more open-ended questions. So I think this is really useful data. The next thing that it does in this AI Insights window is, if you look on the right side of the screen where it says prompts, we can click on this. And they have lots of pre-identified prompts that you could ask the AI about. And so one that's at the top for us, because engagement, again, is something really important that we're focusing on this year. I clicked that and it said, analyze the level of student engagement. It gave me some insight into student engagement. So these were observations of student engagement. So the initial reaction talked about the breath holding activity, the discussion about body reactions, looking at free diving, group discussions. Okay, so lots of things. So there's this planned engagement strategies. It said the lesson likely included interactive activities, recommendations to enhance student engagement, and the conclusion. So again, it offers some really cool insights. I don't even have to watch myself teach. We all know that watching videos of yourself is sometimes pretty uncomfortable. In fact, I'm probably going to squirm a little bit when I'm editing this video to show to you all. But hopefully that helps you to kind of see what Sibme can do for us and help us to make awesome lessons and learning experiences for our students here. And that it just helps us feel like we've got some cool things that we do have going on, and some things that we can obviously improve on. We're always looking for ways to get better. So that's it. Good luck recording yourself, getting some awesome data. I want to know how it goes. We will be following up with you to see if there's any way that we can help you to reach your goals. All right. That's it. Bye.